start, following up with the 19 he had in game 2.
Bogdanovic also, Doris, has had some pretty good looks so far as well. He's 1 for 4 from the... We've seen him be able to finish strong like he did in game 1. 32 in the second half in that one. Paul George meandering through the paint. Tough shot, didn't go. And Clarkson brings it back the other way. Off the drag screen, Paul George got hit in the neck. And Jordan Clarkson, after being...
actually.
2-point lead for the Clippers. Luke Kennard back out to Batum. Nice sidestep 3 on the way. Got it!
To guard if you play for the Seminoles.
Zubac switches on to Ingles. Clarkson with a nice ball fake. Kicks it back out to Ingles for 3. And Joe Ingles is locked in. Man working against Niang. Back out to George. 9 on the shot clock. Gets into the paint all the way to the cup for the layup.
Playing with a level of intention.
At the time, it was one of the toughest cuts that he ever had to make. And then was subsequently claimed by the Jazz and made himself a home in Utah. Paul George looking at home on that 3 ball. A late double team. Paul George switches and rotates onto Clarkson. Good defense again. Clarkson with the tip. Goes high. 3 for a quarter. Jordan Clarkson with a great effort on... 3 is 5. George whips it to Jackson cross court. And Jackson also is on fire in this game early.
Paul George.
Mitchell looking for his first field goal. Got it.
Wow.
Was expecting the hit, but didn't get it.
He was marked.
And Donovan Mitchell on the board, 1 of 4. Jackson stuck on automatic. Reggie Jackson with his 4th.
Out to an aggressive start. Started by scoring the basketball, understanding they're sending 2. So he goes away. Boy, Reggie Jackson just continues to light it up from 3. Shot 50% in the last game from 3-point territory, Mark.
Reggie Jackson has been huge. Great numbers there, impressive numbers. All this from a guy who several months ago, after the disappointment down in Orlando, was revisiting just how much he loved basketball. Spent a lot of time with his older brother in their apartment and commiserated, and finally got a phone call from one of his best friends in the league, Paul George, who said, come on back, join us again, and let's take another shot at this thing. And it's working out here in the postseason for Reggie Jackson. Mitchell launching from deep, connects his first 3-pointer of the night. Now, lead is down to 6. Jackson, little side pick and roll with Kawhi Leonard. Clarkson switches on to Leonard. They go to the mismatch. Good help by Favors. They double team Kawhi. Man at the rim. This time he gets it to fall.
Yeah, if your teammate's in trouble on the low box, you've got to get in his line of vision. Great. Off the ball cut by Man.
Here's Clarkson. Good defense by Man at this end. All over Clarkson. Mitchell, another 3 on the way. Got it! Butter! Woo. He raised up with the quickness.
Oh. Just love the intensity with which he plays.
Leonard from deep. He's still looking for his range. Mitchell has scored the last 8 in a row. Kawhi does it at the defensive end as well. One of the best, maybe the best, two-way player in the NBA. And Leonard now with 8 points.
The Jazz, 7 turnovers, right? They've got to win the possession ball game against a team that some consider to have the most talent in the NBA. That's the kind of depth this Clippers team has.
Mitchell with a nice step-through move in traffic. Got blocked. Clippers with numbers the other way. Kawhi thought about it. Jackson, guarded by Royce O'Neal. Out to Batum. Little show and go, fouled on the attempt. And that'll put him at the line for a pair.
So back-to-back plays where Kawhi's defense is having an impact. No, he's not shooting the ball well out of the gates, but comes from the backside, absorbs what Royce O'Neal tries to take away. And then again, he is getting the assignment of Donovan Mitchell, stays in front, uses those long arms and big hands, and makes a nice play defensively.
Kawhi Leonard this year has been much more of a vocal leader with the Clippers team, and I asked Ty Lue about his leadership. He says, you know what, he's at practice an hour before, got a good lather before everyone arrives, and he's there 30 minutes afterwards getting in some more work, getting a lift or some cardio. He's been playing back-to-back games in the regular season before we got to the postseason.
Wow, how about that move? I'll tell you what, the tighter handle that Mitchell has worked to improve upon, the decision-making, the quickness through which he's processing how guys are guarding him.
Paul George has Favors switch on to when George makes the pay.
Well, he's cooking tonight. See, if he were back in Utah, he could be barking back at the crowd for calling him overrated.
How about that? He's got 14 points here in the first half. Clarkson catch and shoot three, a little bit strong. And here comes PG. From Palmdale, California, about 65 miles north and east of here.
Utah trying to stay attached. They knew they would get the Clippers best. Kawhi's been guarding him, so he gets him on his back. Look at the use of the left-hand dribble, how low it is. Waits for that defense to clear. That takes patience. That takes confidence in traffic to use that weak hand. That is pretty stuff, Mark Jones.
In the bubble in Orlando back in August, and that was a sublime performance, and we kind of saw him emerging as a playmaker even then, even though that was a high-scoring game. He did so many different things. George inside against Gobert.